I saw your number light up on the dash, and for a second the world didn't crash. But I know how this story begins and it ends with us breaking our hearts just to say we're still friends. I'm finally sleeping through most of the night. Don't come back now just to turn on the lights. So please stay away, don't come knocking again. I'm finally drying out from the rain. My walls are still shaky, the pain is still wet, and I haven't quite figured out how to forget. Every I miss you is a ghost in the hole, and I'm too tired to catch you whenever you fall. Just stay away. It's 2020 sweeps and I'm finding my feet. Don't pull the ground out from under this tree. One more hello will be one more goodbye, and I've run out of reasons to ask myself why. Yeah, stay away, don't come knocking again. I'm finally drying out from the rain. Every I miss you, there's a ghost in the hole, and I'm so tired to catch you whenever you fall. I'm doing okay as long as you stay away. I close the curtains on a 2020 '66 sun, because the light just shows me everything undone. I've stopped answering the phone when the neighbors call. I'm just a shadow leaning up against a cold white wall. There's no one to witness the way that I break, or the heavy jagged breaths that I'm forced to take. I'm a king of a kingdom of dust and of bone, just me and the ache, and we're finally alone. And I'm alone with this pain, and it's a crowded room filled with the scent of a love in its tone. It doesn't need a voice and it doesn't need a name. It just sits in the corner and feeds on the flame. I thought I'd found a way to make it disappear, but it's the only thing that stayed with me here. Yeah, I'm just alone with this pain. It's not a visitor, it's a permanent guest. floating its way on the center of night chest. I'm not looking for a rescue, I'm not looking for a light. I'm just learning to live with the ghost of the night. Yeah, I'm alone with this pain, and it's a crowded room, filled with the signs of alive in its tomb. I gotta find a way to make it disappear, but it's just me and the pain. Don't knock on the door, I'm not lonely anymore, I'm just occupied. We never shouted, we never made a scene, just lived in the spaces and the quiet in between. I'd watch you across the room in the January light, 1,000 unspoken words gathered in the night. It was the way you moved the curtain or pour out the tea, a language of shadows known only to you and me. No grand declarations, no storms in the air, just a heavy, still presence that we used to share. Because we loved in silence, a quiet, deep sea, where the words weren't as honest as the gravity. We didn't need the always or the I love you out loud. We were two lonely islands beneath the same cloud. But now that you're gone, the silence is a scream, the loudest part of this broken muted dream. Yeah, we loved in silence, and it's killing me now. I'm looking for a footnote, I'm looking for a sign that you were as hollow and as lonely as mine. Is it a hard thing when there's nothing to hear? Just the weight of the secrets we kept through the year. Yeah, we loved in silence, a quiet, deep sea, where the words weren't as honest as the gravity. Now this highest sea just scream, the longest part of the dream. In the silence, the house is too quiet, the air is too thin. We loved in silence. It's January 2026 and the sun is going down. casting long thin shapes across this empty town. I'm sitting in the corner where we used to talk, watching the ghost of you take a phantom walk. I know you aren't there, I know you're long gone, but the darkness plays tricks from the dusk till the dawn. The light from the street lamp hits the armchair just right, and for a second I'm not alone in the night. It's just your shadow in my room, lingering late, a silhouette of us that I can't seem to hate. It doesn't say a word, it doesn't even move. It's just a hollow shape in a familiar groove. I reach out my hand and I touch the cold wall, while the memory of you stands 10 feet tall. Yeah, it's just your shadow keeping me company. I could pull the curtains, I could turn on the light, I could chase you away and end this fight. But the shadow is all that you left here for me, a dark reminder of what we used to be. It's just a shadow in my room, lingering late, a silhouette of us that I can't seem to hate. I reach out my hand and I touch the cold wall, while the memory of you stands 10 feet tall. Don't leave just then. Stay in the dark, it's just your shadow. You're holding on to the ghost of who I was, building a cage out of just because. You keep my texture on the bedside chest, but your love has become a heavy, hollow guest. I'm a bird in your palm with a broken wing, waiting for the song that I'll never get to sing. So please let me go, let the memory fade into the shadows of the January sun made. Stop trying to fix what's already turned to dust. You're drowning in maybe while I'm dying in must. Untie the ribbon, set the anchor free. The kindest thing you can do is stop loving me. Just let me go. We're just two ships tied to a rotting pier, afraid of the ocean, but dying right here. Break the connection, cut the silver thread, before we both wake up 2026 and then inside. Yeah, let me go, let the memory fade into the shadows like the January sun. Late on time around, stop the anchor and watch me disappear. Let me go. Put on a face that the world wants to see, a 2026 version of a happy end in me. I laugh at the jokes and I join in the light. I tell them I'm sleeping just fine till the night. The mirror knows better when you guess I'll go home. And I'm standing in the kitchen, feeling chill to the bone. It's a costume I wear, it's a mask made of glass, watching the ghosts of our memories pass. Because there are tears under my smile, hidden and deep, a secret of sorrow that I'm forced to keep. You see the surface, the calm and the clear, but you don't see the ocean of everything I fear. It's a beautiful life, a performance of grace, while the salt of the sadness is mapping my face. Yeah, there are tears under my smile, and they're winning. How long can I hold back the weight of the sea before the cracks in the porcelain start breaking me? I'm a ghost in a neon-lit room, hiding away down inside of a balloon. Yeah, there are tears under my smile, hidden and deep, a secret of sorrow that I'm forced to keep. It's a beautiful life, a performance of grace, while the soul of the sadness is mapping my face. I'm doing fine, can't you tell? Tears under my smile. I found a ticket, stop from that New Year's show, back when we didn't have a single place we wouldn't go. The ink is fading, but the memory's still sharp and clear. Before the silence became the only thing I hear. We used to speak a language that only we could understand, building our forever in the lines of our hands. I look at us now, two strangers sharing the same street, and wonder how the fire turned to this much concrete. Because we meant everything once. We were the sun and the moon, a perfect harmony that fell out of tune too soon. We were the reason the stars decided to shine. I was yours completely, and you were entirely mine. It wasn't a lie, and it wasn't a mistake. It's just a weight that was too heavy for our hearts to take. Yeah, we meant everything once, and that's why it hurts today. How do we go from always to I hope you're doing well? How do we survive the stories we're no longer allowed to tell? We were the center of the world, we were the gravity and light. Now we're just two different shadows in the middle of the night. She paints her lips in a shade of brave to hide the secret that she couldn't save. It's 2026 and the world's moving fast, but she's still anchored to a ghost in her past. She moves through the crowd like a bird with one wing, afraid of the joy that the morning might bring. Her laughter is silver, but her eyes are like lead, counting the words that were never quite said. She's just a broken girl in a beautiful dress, trying to find a way to love herself less. She's a porcelain heart held together with tape, looking for a door, looking for an escape. Every smile is a debt, every breath is alone. She's never felt more crowded than when she's alone, yeah. She's just a broken girl, waiting for the pieces to fit. You can't see the crowds when she stands in the light, but they be like a river in the middle of the night. side of the top. She's wondering if sorry will ever be enough. Yeah, she's a broken girl and a beautiful chest, trying to find a way to love herself less. She's a porcelain heart held together with time, just a broken girl, trying to find her shape. She's still standing, but she's falling apart. Broken girl. I look in the mirror this January morning, and I don't recognize a ghost in the glass. There was no siren and there was no warning, just a slow shadow of a love that didn't pass. I used to be vibrant, I used to be gold. I had a fire that wouldn't catch cold, but you gathered the light and you packed it away in the boxes you took on a 2026 day. Because you took the best of me when you walked out and left me the hollow, the fear and the doubt, the parts that could laugh and the parts that could dream are all coming apart at the plummeting seam. I'm just a shell of a heart, just a fragment of soul. You took the heft that made me feel whole. Yeah, you took the best of me. What's left is the winter, what's left is the gray. What's left are the words I can't find how to say. I'm a garden in frost, I'm a well that's run dry, trying to find a reason to even try. You took the heft that made me feel whole. And given the rest to die, you took the best of me. I'm looking at the ceiling in the 2026 dark, listen to the embers lose their very last spark. I try to think of reasons to keep it on, but the weight of the silence is wearing me thin. I told myself I'd be stronger than this, but I'm drowning in everything I'm starting to miss. And the tears fall down like a slow, steady rain, trying to wash out there's a limit to how much you can bleed. But I'm a garden of sorrow, and you were the seed. Now I'm just waiting for the storm to run dry underneath this heavy January sky. And the tears fall down like a slow, steady rain, trying to wash out the salt and the pain. One for the comments and two for the light, three for the way that you didn't say goodbye. Was to her the message you sent on that night, before all the color turned suddenly white. It's January 2026, and the frost is on the pane, but the world is a map that no longer feels sane. I reach for your hand in the middle of sleep, but the space where you laid is a canyon too deep. And you're gone forever, not just for a while. I'm losing the memory of how you would smile. It's a door that is locked with a key thrown away, a sunset that never leads back to the day. The clocks keep on ticking, but time isn't love. And see you tomorrow turned into goodbye. They say that the spirit just moves to the light, but I'm left here shivering in the middle of the night. How does the world keep on spinning around when the heart of my life is now under the ground? Yeah, you're gone forever, not just for a while. I'm losing the memory of how you would smile. The clocks keep on ticking, but time is right. Now that you're eyes remain into the dark, just to see if it would stay. But the walls just caught the shaking sound and pulled the warmth away. And every sob is stretched out thin, a ghost across the floor, repeating in the corners where you don't live anymore. It's a symphony of lonely, it's a wash of gray and blue, the sound of every comeback home that never made it through. I'm drowning in the overflow, the space is getting wide with the ripples of a broken heart that has nowhere left to hide. And it's just tears and reverb bouncing off the glass, watching all the shadows of the life we wanted past. The pain doesn't just happen once, it rings and rings again, an endless hollow vibration of the if and might have been. I'm listening to the fall, to the shaking of the self. That's the sound of me losing you and losing all myself. Yeah, it's just tears and reverb hanging in the air. They don't fall to the ground, they just float around, the sound of me breaking. I memorized the map of your shifting moods. I stayed in the silence of your solitudes. I changed my colors to match your gray. I threw all my own dreams and wishes away. I was the bridge while the water rose high. I was the one who refused to say goodbye. And I tried to be the one who could make you stay. I tried to wash all your demons away. I gave till my hands were calloused and thin, but I couldn't fix what was broken within. I fought before every ounce of its speed is spent. It's January 2026, and the truth is finally clear that I was the only one fighting in here. Yeah, I tried to be the one who can make you stay. I tried to wash all your demons away. I gave till my hands were calloused and faint, but I couldn't fix what was broken within. I'm walking away with nothing left to give. But I tried on. The 6 a.m. alarm rings out into the void. A silence so thick it can't be destroyed. I reach for the space where your warmth used to be, but the sheets are as cold as a winter gray sea. I'm rewriting the habits of 5,000 days, learning to walk through this house in a haze. There's a ghost in the kitchen, a ghost on the stair, but when I turn around, there is no one there. And it's the no more you that's the hardest to bear. The no more scent of your skin in the air. No more how was your day. No more turn out the light. Just no more us in the middle of the night. The world keeps on turning, the clocks keep their beat, but I'm just a heart with no place to retreat. Now there's just no more you. I see your handwriting on the 2026 list, a grocery errand for things that don't exist. How do I function? How do I start? And no more you is tearing me apart. Yeah, it's the no more you that's the hardest to bear. And no more sense of your skin in the air. The world keeps on turning, the clocks keep their beat, but there's just no coffee is cold, the chair is still blue, but there's no more, no more you. 6 flows. The coffee is cold. The coffee is cold. The chair is still blue. I'm looking at the person standing in the light, but I don't recognize your shadow in the night. It's January 2026. The calendar is new, but I'm searching for the version I once knew of you. The way you say my name has a different edge, like a sudden winter frost on a summer hedge. Your eyes used to be an open, honest door. Now I'm staring at a lock I can't pick anymore. Because you changed, and you didn't tell me when. You walked out a lover and walked back a friend. Or maybe a stranger with a familiar face, leaving me lonely in our favorite place. I'm holding a ghost of the way we used to be, while you're becoming someone who doesn't need me. Yeah, you changed and I stayed the same. Was it a slow erosion or a sudden break? How much of this distance is a heart supposed to take? I'm reaching for a hand that's torn into a stone. In the house we built together, I'm living alone. Yeah, you changed and you didn't tell me when. You walked out a lover and walked back a friend. I'm holding a ghost of the way we used to be. Now I bet you've changed and forgotten me. I still know your number, but I don't know you. You changed. I gave you the best of my January days. I learned all your rhythms and followed your ways. I carved out a space in the center of me to be the safe harbor you needed to be. But the harder I tried and the more that I gave, the more I felt like a man trying to hold back a wave. Because I was a candle and you were the wind. I was the pen, but the paper was thin. I poured out my ocean into your small cup, but it wasn't enough to keep both of us up. Now I'm standing here empty in the 2026 cold, realizing that us was a story untold. Because I just wasn't enough, or maybe you were too much. I stretched myself out till I started to tear. I traded my peace for the weight that you bear. But you can't fill a hole that has no bottom at all. No matter how many times I answer your call. Yeah, I was a candle and you were the wind. I was the pen, but the paper was thin. I poured out my ocean into your small cup, but it wasn't enough to keep both of us up. I gave everything, and everything was just not enough. I'm kneeling on the hardwood, trying to find the missing part of the jagged, broken image that used to be my heart. There's a sliver by the table, there's a fragment by the door of the life we spent a decade building up across the floor. I try to fit the edges, but the shapes have all gone wrong. The colors don't remember where they used to both belong. It's a puzzle with no picture, it's a map without a name. And no matter how I glue it, it will never be the same. Because I'm holding love in pieces and the edges start to cut. I'm trying to keep the door open, but the wind is slamming shut. It's 1,000 tiny splinters of a dream that didn't hold. A story scattered in the dark, left shivering and cold. I can't pick them all up, I can't make the picture whole. I'm just sweeping at the ruins of a tired, broken soul. One for the laughter, one for the light, one for the way you left in the night. Just fragments now, just dust, love and pieces. The sun came up and mocked me with its bright and hollow cold. I did the things I had to do, I did what I was told. I washed the dishes, paved the bed, and walked the empty street. But beneath the steady rhythm, there's a bitter, slow defeat. My eyes are dry for strangers, and my voice I stay too. But every time I catch my breath, I catch a thought of you. And like a leak inside a dam that no one else can see, the water's rising higher in the hidden part of me. Because the world thinks that I'm finished, but I'm still crying. Every soul inside my body feels like it's slowly dying. It's a quiet, constant rain behind a forced and heavy smile. I'm just treading in the middle of a long and lonely mile. The tears don't always flow, but the heart is always wet, soaking in the memories that I haven't finished yet. Yeah, the room is quiet, but I'm still crying. I'm still crying in the spaces in between. I'm still crying for the things we could have been. It never stops, it just goes underground. Still crying. I fought the 2020 city-6 winter with everything I had, trying to find the good inside of all the bad. I carried the weight of your silence on my back, searching for a light in a world that's gone black. I patched up the holes and I mended the wire. I stood in the freezing rain to guard a dying fire. But the mountain is too steep and the valley is too wide, and I've run out of places for my spirit to hide. So I gave up, not because I stopped caring, but because there's no more of my heart left for tearing. I let go of the rope, I stepped off the track. I'm finally admitting that you're not coming back. It's a white flag in the snow. A heart that's too heavy to keep on the go. Yeah, I gave up on us. There is no more try left inside of these veins. Just the ghost of the struggle and the rest of the chains. I'm tired of the war, I'm tired of the flee. I'm finally setting the forever free. Yeah, I gave up, not because I stopped caring, but because there's no more of my heart left for telling. I let go of the rope, I stepped off the train, and I'm not looking back. The fight is over, the silence is warm. I gave up. We had the map drawn out in 2026 ink. A life so steady, it could never sink. Two souls in a rhythm, a lock and a key. The only version of the world I could see. We weren't the ones who played games with the heart. We were the ones who were never apart. So I'm standing here looking at the sky, trying to grade, trying to find a moment we threw it away. And I keep asking why us, why now, when we were the ones who made the unbreakable vow. There are billions of people with nothing to lose. So why was it our love the universe had to choose to break and scatter, to leave in the dust? Whatever happens to the forever of us? Yeah, was our light too bright? Was our fire too high? Did we use up a lifetime in the blink of an eye? I look at the others, just drifting along, while I'm left here clutching the ghost of our son. Yeah, I keep asking why.